Are we ready? We're ready to go. We're good to go. We're finally here. All right, I'm sitting here.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
That's the spot.
This is the spot.
That's where you do all the magic.
That's where the magic is going to happen. Hopefully it'll be magic.
Episode 0, huh?
Episode 0, here we go.
All right.
Sure.
Get it on.
All right. Let's go. No, I'm not good at this presenter thing. Ha! Get comfortable. Greetings and welcome to Just Speak, the Shaun Naidoo podcast. This one I'm calling episode 0. So if you're finding it for the first time, or if you're finding us in any other episode, you might want to check out episode 0 because I thought we'd do this one to really give a quick sense of who I am, what all this is about, and what it is that we're trying to achieve. So my name is Shaun Naidoo, and I'll give you a quick history. There are other pieces of content out there that I've done that tells my story a little bit if you care to find out. But, you know, I'll start maybe in the high school years because those weren't exactly worth telling, because in my matric year, I actually failed. And what happened after that was really a disaster of my life for about 8 years. And I call them the wander years because after failing matric, I literally wandered all over just trying to find what comes next for me after that mess up. And it took me many years before I figured it out. And in 2005, I stumbled upon a place called Urban Brew Studios. If you don't know it, it's a production company here in South Africa. And I went in there winging a prayer, just trying to see if I could get an opportunity. And I was really fortunate that I got to meet a gentleman by the name of Morgan Naidoo. May he rest in peace. And he became my mentor. The man gave me a chance to do something that I wasn't qualified to do, I wasn't educated to do, and I certainly had no business trying to do at the time. But I guess he saw something in me that I had to eventually dig up and find and see in myself. So in 2005, I got started as low as you can get, unpaid intern, and gave it a shot. And 20 years later, I am still here, able to carry the title of producer, a little bit of director sometimes if the project requires it. And for what it's worth, it's been an interesting journey. So in the last year or so, after we had been building things around the business, around projects that we're doing, we had feature film projects, and I decided that we would build and establish our new headquarters, if you will. And we set up a place that I call the Bull Ring. The Bull Ring is just a name that is an ode to my dad, who passed away in 2021. He used to be called Bull Bobby. And so in honor of him, I called the building the Bull Ring. And it is the headquarters of SNO Creations, which is my production company. And we operate from here now. And one of the things that we decided to do when we got into our new space was let's start a podcast and let's, put our voices out there in any and many ways as we might feel inspired to do so. And I always say that it's called Just Speak for a bunch of reasons, but I suppose in the simplest of ways, it's called Just Speak because we just going to speak about anything that our guest may want to bring and share. But the word just is also a reference to justice. We're trying to ensure that whatever we do, whatever it is that we do here, we do fairly, we do just, and we make sure that we never break, but we always build. And that's something that I said would be really important. And that is why I decided, let's put episode 0 into the world, where we can share what it is that our vision and mission is here. So like I say, we wanted a space that would help us create voices, or not create voices, but share voices with the world, and voices that are trying to have something meaningful to say. I think there's so much out there today, and there's just content everywhere we look. And oftentimes it's very, like, how do you say, clickbaity. People are trying to catch your attention, and people are doing everything in their power to grab your attention. And in many ways, they're doing it because they're competing. They're either competing for views or likes, or they're competing to have brand deals. They're competing in a way that will hopefully, just get them, I don't know, popular maybe. And the nice thing, and I think, one of the things we're really blessed here at SNO is that we're not really needing to do any of that. If 5 of you watch this, then the 5 of you will get the very best of us, and that'll be okay. And if it grows, and if there's any more, it'll certainly be amazing to have more people catch us and watch us and become part of what we're building here. But it is not something that we're going to compromise to get. All right. So we're not going to clickbait you. We're not going to set up our guests with questions that will get them to gossip about somebody else that's not in the room to defend themselves. These are not things we're going to do. Whatever we do might even be boring sometimes, because, we're just too good. We're too nice, and we're trying to be safe. But safe isn't always bad, and if it gives people something to think about and something to consider, let it be done in a fair and a balanced way. And that's really one of the things that I said we'll set out to be very particular about. And like I said, while we welcome brands and, potential sponsors and anybody that wants to collaborate with us and anybody that wants to help us build this and give us resources to do so, that'll be wonderful. But what we're not going to do is allow any desire or any pursuit of that to be motivated by editorial interference. They cannot come in and tell us what we can say or how we can say it. That is not something that we're going to entertain. So if you do find yourself watching something and liking what you see, and you want to come and chat to us, then that's something you should be aware of as well, is that we're not going to let editorial interference. So if you don't like our position, you can, by all means, disclaimer that our views are not your views, but you certainly can't tell us what our views can and cannot be. All right. So that was something that I wanted to get out there as well. To our guests that will come and join us, I wanted you to realize that we created this space for you to put your voice in the world, and we welcome you to have any and everything that you want to say about a topic. The conversation can go wherever you want to take it. And as long as you do it in a building and not breaking way, you are welcome. And you have a space here that you can shout, and this microphone will be yours to use. Okay? And, today I was thinking about this episode 0 concept, and if I was going to give it a title, I said it's going to be a wildflower. And the reason I chose that, Lil Wayne has a line, an opening line in a song where he says, "Throw dirt on me and grow a wildflower." And when I look back on my life and I look back on what it took to be able to sit here in my own studio, surrounded by my people that are loyal and are supportive of my journey, and that have come in and helped build SNO Creations into the company it is today, and that everything you see behind me and everything that's even behind the camera that you cannot see, the very cameras, it's all the product of a long 20 years of consistent building, a journey that has been grueling at times. There have been ups, there have been downs. We have seen mountaintops and we have seen valleys. But the one thing I can say, and I can say proudly today, that if you loved us, if you were loyal to us, if you supported us, you got the very best of us. And if you didn't appreciate us, and if you decided to throw dirt on us, then all you really did was grow a wildflower, because we will shine despite. And I really needed and wanted to say that because, the funny thing about this stepping out into the big bad world and putting out something that we are going to be sharing, it's not going to come with only love. It's not going to be met with and received with only warm and fuzzy. There's going to be hate. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be opinions that differ. And, I really had to think about how we would be doing this at the risk of all of that and how that might make us feel. But then I realized that line truly spoke to me from the first day I heard it and right till this day, that you throw dirt on us, you get a wildflower. So I invite anybody that wants to engage with us, write in, call in, get in touch, differ in your opinion, oppose what we're saying, do whatever it is that is true to what you believe about that topic, that thing. But do it fairly, do it, without hate, do it in the most engaging way, and you will find an open platform that you can do that on. But if you're going to hate and you're going to come with any kind of nonsense like that, then unfortunately we're just going to have to ignore you, because that's what you do to haters. You ignore them and you let them sit on the side and watch as you thrive, as you grow, and as you continue. And I guarantee you that if you put positive in the world, you'll get positive back. And so this platform is meant to be that. It's meant to be something that will genuinely and hopefully, fingers crossed, do that and get us to where we're going. All right. So, I want to thank everybody that has helped us get here. And there are many. And when I say that, I mean it right back to Morgan again, for even giving me my start, and everybody else that has touched my career, my journey along the way, because it has helped me to get to this point. And no matter whether we are still working together, whether we're still in each other's lives or not, I still thank you. I thank each and every person that has contributed to my life and that has enabled us to be here today. And as I open up this space and I bring in the guests that will be coming, I really, really hope that if you were on this road with us, that you would look to us with pride, that you would be happy with what we're doing, and that you would find a little piece of you inside of this as we build whatever it is that we will build here. We've got some exciting guests already in position to be brought to you. And let me also say this, and this is what's going to be really interesting about the way forward for us. We're brand new, and there is not a long line around the corner of people waiting to come and be on this podcast. So we're going to be reaching out. Thankfully, after 20 years, I've got a lot of friends, and a lot of them are in the film and television and production spaces. And so I'll be reaching out to a lot of them to come on. But let me also say that this is not intended to be a famous people show. We're not only going to reach out to celebrities and personalities and, influencers, and everybody you meet here on this podcast may not be big names. They may not have large followings. But if you've got a voice and you've got something to say, you're welcome. All right. So I hope that is clear, that as we reach out, we want topics. We want, food for thought. We want world-changing ideas. We want, just wellness, and, if you need help with finances. So we're going to really go after everything. And I'm going to take the idiot's role in all of this. I'm not going to pretend like I know it all. I'm not going to try and sit here and show the guest up. That's not my style. That's not my vibe. I'm going to just facilitate that they can come and hopefully give you the best possible, content for the topic. If you find a specific topic that really, speaks to you, that you love or that you care about, and if there's something that you, having found our podcast, want to hear about, or some person, reach out, let us know. Say, hey, why don't you get so and so on? And if we can, we will pursue them, and we will try to get them on and see what they have to say and bring that stuff to you. So let us be a little bit of a conduit between you and people you would like to hear opinions from or hear thoughts on a topic about. And we can see, we can use whatever it is we have in resources and abilities to bring that to you. All right. So that's something. And on behalf of myself, my team, we just want to say thank you for taking time to go on this journey with us. And, this is unscripted today. This is me just sharing, top of the dome from my heart, and just trying to welcome you to Just Speak and to what it is that will come next for us. Also want to take a moment as I wrap this up to say thank you to Mark Baker's Design for these amazing chairs that I'm sitting on and that our guests will get to sit on. It's such a crazy thing. We're brand new. We haven't even started yet, and we already have a sponsor to thank. And I think that's just an indication of who Mark is, the kind of person he is. I remember the day I met the man, he said to me, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And so even though we were unknown and brand new, he said, take what you need and go be great with it. And so on behalf of us here at SNO and on the Just Speak podcast, I want to say thank you to Mark Baker's Designs. And if you care about furniture and cool stuff and premium products, you can check them out. And we'll put the link of their Instagram on screen for this time. And we'll be able to get that information so that they can at least be supported. And even as we go forward, if there's anything else that becomes little product opportunities and little brand opportunities, hopefully this can be a space where we showcase what people are doing. And it doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be huge brands, it can just be the little guy with a small business that's trying. We really want to, if we can become a platform that enables others to shine, then, I've always said this in many talks that I've given, that your candle does not stop burning if you help light somebody else's. And that will be one of the spirit of which we take forward in what we do. All right, so get ready. We're dropping this particular one just before episode 1, which is coming Friday, 31 October 2025. The amazing episode, amazing guest, and I can't wait for you to meet her and to get to know who she is and what it is that she brings that's special to the world. So again, on behalf of everybody here, from us to you, welcome and thank you for joining Just Speak, the Shaun Naidoo podcast. Take care.